Okay, just dropped down from there. Hey, you see there's a little slide right there. And I noticed another pegboard on the side right there, which is pretty interesting. Lots of gobbing at this section right here. And something else is interesting. You see this, it looks almost like a aerial tramway running back here, but I think they had rollers on here. They go down there and bend to the right. So we'll go check that in a minute. But that's another thing that I don't think that I've seen a system quite like this before underground. So that's fairly unique and interesting as well. Old timber set right there. See the rail. I'm thinking that rail is attached to this one time, along again with rollers, I believe. And another old timber right there. There is stuff running off this way. That's a really tight fit, so I'm going to put the camera away and probably pick up over there. But in the meantime, see all this gobbing down here? Man, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to haul it up and out, but there's quite a lot of it, to be sure. Alright, I just came through there. It was a tight squeeze. And I've gotten back to a blue chamber. And somebody else noticed it as well, because you can see somebody's been, these are sample bags down here. Somebody's been gathering samples down here. So that section that wasn't too keen on going down because it runs in, drops down from over there. So again, not sorry that I didn't go down that way, because it wasn't easy, but it was easier than that would have been. See some timbers down here, pretty shallow and low, and stope just runs off down there and pinches out. So let's scramble back to this. I could really use some knee pads getting over those sharp rocks. That's not a lot of fun. Anyway, like I said, I'll head back to there, over those sharp rocks, and pick up off on that where those rollers should be dropping down to the right. Alright, I was just looking down there before. That was not fun squeezing out through. When I was coming out, I noticed I'd missed some writing on this old timber right here. So I have no idea how old that is, but there it is. That's that chute or slide I came down earlier. And now I've got this area running off down to the right here. Has some more gobbing there. A lot of sheet metal there. Got an ore chute here, and there's like a manway there dropping down. I feel airflow actually. I will, let's see. Just trying to figure out if it's better to go down the ore chute. It looks like it's plugged actually. So I'm going to turn the camera off to drop down the manway. I'll pick up down there. Alright, those are the ladders I dropped down to get here. The second one is really old. You can see how worn some of the steps are here. That's not worn from rot or something. That's just people's boots going over that again and again and again. So I thought that was pretty cool. Big level of gobbing right there. All kinds of gobbing right here, as you can see. And then the ore chute is right there. Plugged, of course, but highlight here, I say the best for last, is that ore cart there. That's really cool to see that there. Obviously, the would have dropped the ore down the chute right there. It would have dumped into the cart here. Take a closer look at that cart. It rolls even. That's really neat. Rolls pretty smoothly actually. I'm not used to them rolling that smoothly. Pretty impressive. It's empty, of course. I don't see any manufacturer's plate on the other side. Let's just coming over to see if there's no, there might have been one there, but I don't see any more. But there's the dumping mechanism there. That's pretty cool. Anyway, where I believe this would run to is over here behind me. This passage just comes over here and then just drops straight down. There's a ton of air blasting out. It runs down there. I don't know if you can see. Try to hold this for you steady. Runs down there and then it gets wet right there and then goes vertical. And the only thing we can think, given how much air is blasting up out of here, is that this connects to the lower at it way, way, way below. That's pretty nuts. But if you see how scoured smooth those boards are right there, it would suggest that they've dumped a good amount of ore down there. So that is our interpretation of that. Another cool shot of that ore cart there. An ore chute. Now I'll head over and see what's back that way. Alright, there's the ore car there, and we've got this section ahead of us to check out still. There's still decent airflow down here in this section. Didn't really expect that. Okay, I got a badly deteriorated ore chute here. You see the bottom blew out, and dumped some material down there. There's looking up it. I bet we saw one of those looking down earlier. A little bit of ground fall. And actually looks like the remains of a rubber tire. But I can't make out what brand that is. That's old. That's probably came in on a Model T or something. Adit goes up there and looks like it bends a bit to the left. Looks like that's interesting. You see, that looks like a fault right there, and you can see how it sort of plunges into that darker layer above it. It's pretty dramatic. Bend around to the left. So maybe some blast sheets there on the ground. Very, very small timbers. Might have just been for hanging something rather than for support. Oh, this keeps going farther than I expected. Looks like there's another ore chute up here. I can't tell what's back there beyond it yet, but this ore chute looks like it's in better shape. A chain right there. See the valve and more tire. I've never even heard of that brand. Huh. That's a fairly complex ore chute. Some of the ore right there. But when I say it's complex, because it's got all those different tiers to it. See what I mean? And I may be mistaken, but that bulbous looking thing on the end, I think that's called a spud oiler. And again, if I'm correct, that would have some oil in it, and when the air was running through, it would pick up some of the oil and would run into the drill to keep the drill oiled. I think that's what that is. You see how it's all oily? I'm not 100%, but I believe that's called a spud oiler. And that's how that works. Looking up I like this vertical actually. Looking up. I'm trying to lean over as far as I can. It runs up there. I can't see beyond it. Curves out of my view. And I can't get up that. So that is among ore chutes, that's definitely among the more interesting ore chutes. All this stuff here. We can only speculate about the chain. Running ahead, that might be the face there, but I'm not sure yet. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Huh, you don't see those every day. Yeah, that is the face. And again, I didn't show it too clearly back there, but it just stops right there as well. Anything else on the ground? But so that would support the drill. That end, obviously, it would be planted on the ground, and then you would jack it up. So that part would press up against the top or the back of the adit, as they call it. So it'd be really anchored in place. And then the drill would be mounted there and operate from there. That's pretty neat. I don't see those very often at all underground. Good stuff. All right, guys, we're all the way back in this hoist room now, which I can't seem to get enough pictures or videos of because I think it's pretty awesome. Even if so many parts have been stripped off the hoist. As I said before, we haven't been up there yet. I said I'd do it on the way out, so now it's my intention to head up there and check that out. I'm going to put the camera away to climb up, and I will rejoin you up there. I was just down there a moment ago. Came with a ladder here into the stoped area. Here's our first look at it. Doesn't go anywhere up there. Well, I take that back. There's a timber right there, so looks like it runs a little bit up there. Over to the left, though, you can see it runs back there, and I see a large, looks like a chute right there. So let's head up and check that out. I last shot from down there. I've come up to that wooden structure that I initially thought was a chute, but now I think it was just to capture or to direct material coming down from there so it wouldn't just slide out and down on anybody down there. Pretty decent stope chamber here. Runs off over there, up quite a ways. There's bats over there, so it's pretty large. So there's stuff run up there and over there. I'm not sure if we can get over there or not. That's pretty smooth. I'll take a look at it though. There's also stuff running that way, and then I looked through, and that area there connects to the, how do I describe this? Those stopes I climbed up into earlier, near the beginning of that junction, the first junction we hit, I climbed up in some stopes there, and that actually drops down into them there. So we're connecting things underground here. I'm going to, no, that's not nice. You hear stuff, little rocks and stuff falling down. I'm going to head over this way to look up there and to try and get a different perspective on that other section, see if I can make it over there. I was last there, and I've climbed up here. I thought this might be an ore pass or something, but it's not. It's just a tiny little stope. That's the top of it right there. Looking this way. Of course, there are bats in here. That actually just goes back there and stops. I thought that might keep going, but that stops right there. Something does run up there. as I was saying, something does run up there. This is as far out as I can lean to get a shot of it looking up. I don't see any way to get up there as of now. That's vertical there, just about. I don't know if that would connect to either. Maybe just more stopes up there. Hard to say, but that's as far as I can go from this perspective. Now I will drop back down there and run along that section and see if we can get a better look up at what's back up there, and also see what that area down there leads to. I thought we might be able to get a better look at what's up there from here, but that doesn't seem to be the case because this goes under the rock here, and can't look up through the rock, obviously. So let's see what this is all about here. Drops off back here. I don't know if it drops to anything. Oh, you know what? There was an ore chute over here that would pass in the way, and I bet that is what this is. Yeah, that's gotta drop down to that ore chute. Alright, cool. Well, we've done everything we can on this level, so let's head down to the lower level. As I was coming down from that upper area where the stopes and the hanging ladder were, it was pointed out to me that I had missed one of the manufacturer stamps on the Horsewhim. And it was this component, and it says Dauble Foundry and Machine Co., Niagara Falls, New York. I'm reading it upside down, but it runs along there, as you can see. And then we spent some more time working on this one, trying to make out what that said. I think we've got it now. It says, go for it.
American Hoist and Derrick Co., 60 South Canal Street, Chicago, Illinois.
There you go. So somebody hopefully will look that up and leave a description of that company's history in the comments.
From what I understand, this piece down here,
the gear?
Next to the gear.
Oh, okay.
That's the base, kind of. That would have been sitting upright, so the writing would have been legible. And
Yeah.
that gear would have been sitting at the bottom, so the gear is kind of laying horizontally, and the shaft's running vertically.
Right, right.
And then attached to the top of the shaft, in that little notch right there, is this piece, the American Hoist and Derrick Co.
Oh, that's what that would
if I
be?
were to guess, yeah.
Okay.
And on the side, or on the top of that, you would have had a long long piece of wood that you would have saddled the horse to.
Oh, okay.
Right over there, you can see one of the brackets for the, it would have been either the clutch or the brake. They would have had levers on them.
That's interesting. Like I said, this is a new one for me. This is obviously an old mine. Because he was saying off camera that this hoist dates probably to around 1910 or so. And of course the Horsewhim is well before that. So it's an old mine.